All right, a historic church in New Britain is set to be torn down this year. Parishioners at St. Peter's Church were told an earthquake last year in New Jersey caused structural damage to the building.
Fox 61's Alicia Hercules spoke to members about the demolition plans and what they want to see happen instead.
St. Peter Church in New Britain has been around for 125 years, but soon it will be demolished. Some members say the news is devastating. St. Peter Church has sat at New Britain's Franklin Square for 125 years, but after earthquake damage, church officials have decided to demolish the church.
I was baptized at the church. My children were baptized at the church. I was married at the church. My children were married at the church.
Dennis Kern has been a member of the church for more than 20 years. Kern says learning the church will eventually be torn down is disappointing.
There's so many memories here, but there's not any history or building which is worth more than the cost of a human life. And so safety has to come first for our parishioners.
Reverend Michael Casey says that structural damage from the 2024 earthquake is the sole reason for the demolition of the church.
We brought in an engineering firm to evaluate the scope of the damage. The damage is specifically under the choir loft, which is under the steeple.
The engineer deemed the building unsafe and all services were stopped at the church. Kern and other parishioners disagree with the engineer's findings. They are hoping a second opinion will have a different outcome.
We disagree with that wholeheartedly. We don't read the report the same way. The report, in our opinion, is defective and incomplete. It doesn't justify the tearing down of an historic structure like our church.
Casey says to repair and restore the building would cost millions of dollars. The church held its final mass in December of 2021, just before 4 parishes with 7 churches merged into one. St. Peter Church was also known to host dinners for the homeless and several community events like their annual Oktoberfest. Richard Roeder, a parishioner at the church, says parishioners are not only mourning the potential loss of the church, but the sense of community it gave them.
The closings of the church is more than just, closing the building. There's definitely a loss of membership and faith when something like that happens.
A demolition date has not yet been released, and what will take the church's place is still unknown. In New Britain, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.